Hey everybody, welcome back to Supercross Live on supercrossonline.com. After a week off, it's round 11 in Indianapolis, Jim. Last week was interesting, to say the least, down there in Daytona. Marvin Musquin picks up his first ever victory. Seems like it took a little longer than everyone thought.
Well, I think Marvin Musquin probably wishes all of them were outdoors, you know, because it had a kind of an outdoor feel to it. And, you know, Marvin's an MX2 champion coming from Europe. And, you know, he's been struggling all year, you know, with the starts. But, I mean, unbelievable start he got in Daytona to come away with that whole shot and lead all 15 laps. And, you know, Daytona's a beast down there. I mean, the track's rough and it's a lot longer lap times and it's a lot longer main event.
And Marvin said that he guessed right. He thought that if it hadn't dropped right then, he would have gotten hung up in the gate. But it doesn't change. We've talked about this before on the show, certainly during our afternoon program. Does it change our rider to get that first win? Because Marvin was riding well all year. It just seemed like he couldn't keep it on two wheels through an entire main.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, Marvin's got confidence now. He knows he can go out and win these things, and now he knows he's got the start done. But like you said, he timed it just perfectly. If you're off just a tenth of a second, you're stuck in that gate and you're back in last going into that first turn here tonight in Indianapolis.
And in that 250 East Championship, everyone coming in thought it would be Dean Wilson, but the story really has been Will Hahn. He now has an advantage. How about Dean Wilson's week last week? A couple of mistakes on the track and then faded backwards.
Well, I think he's got to forget about that last week's race, and he's got to come here in Indianapolis. He's got to focus in, and he's got to get a win because Will Hahn's gaining points on him each and every weekend. You know, even though Will didn't win, he finished up second. But you know, third place, the rookie Jeremy Martin, you know, took some more points away from Dean Wilson. So Dean's got to rebound here tonight in Indianapolis.
All right, going to continue to be interesting in those 250s. Moving on to the 450s. Hey, the story is an old one. 3 of 4 victories for Ryan Villopoto. He continues to push it. However, Ryan Dungey just 14 points back, and Davey Millsap's been the points leader the entire year, still in the mix in second.
Yeah, you mentioned Ryan Villopoto. I mean, you got to come in Indianapolis. He's won the last 3 years here, so I mean, Indianapolis has been good to him. It seems like things are turning his way. He's got a 2-point lead over Millsap's, but Millsap's battling some injuries. Hopefully, he gets a little bit healthy because he can't let this guy get on a roll, and if he does, then it's all over. But you mentioned Ryan Dungey. I mean, 14 points out. He's got to win at Anaheim. It's time for Ryan Dungey to win another one.
It seems like with Villopoto, we've talked about injuries and people coming back from injuries, struggling through injuries. Villopoto seems like he's finally getting healthy and kind of looking more comfortable than he has. I mentioned a triple clamp change to his bike and those kinds of things, but what do you think could derail Villopoto?
Those bad starts. I mean, and losing, you know, his focus and his mindset in the main event like he did at the opener in Anaheim. You know, that 16th place at Anaheim wasn't good, you know, going down 3 times. I mean, if he gets a bad start, he's just got to, you know, say, hey, I got a bad start. I got to try to get the thing on the podium and not say I can come up and win these things from 15th place, because that's not going to happen.
Start's always critical. That's been the case for Davey Millsaps. He hasn't been getting those same starts and had trouble moving forward. It'll be interesting to see what happens here tonight in Indianapolis. Remember, we have a full day of coverage once again for you. 3 hours of live streaming qualifying practice, and then we'll have the AMSOIL podium interviews and another post-race wrap-up. Going to be a fun day here in Indianapolis.